Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. Welcome. I'm here today to show you some darling little candy boxes. Boxes that could hold anything, tea bags or whatever. But when I think of a box, I think of candy. And I've got lots of Candy Kisses, 10 exactly, that I figured out fit in the box. I think you could fit more, but 10 would be perfect for me. So I've got 10 of these, and we're gonna make a little box to show you how to do it. Now, this is the stepped up version, and this is the version we're gonna make today. I just wanna teach you how to actually do the box, and then you can step it up on your own, and I'll tell you more about that. And we're going to be using the Perfect Parcel dies. Now, these come in a bundle by Stampin' Up with the Parcels and Petals Cling stamp set, and it's a wonderful bundle. And a bundle means you get 10% off, so bundles are always good to get. And we're going to use this sentiment for our little tag, but to make the box, we use this box die, and you need to make 2 of them. Now, I've gone ahead and cut 2 halves for our boxes, and this is what they look like, and I'm going to show you how to put them together because it took me a while to figure it out, and I don't want you to have that trouble. So I've got my glasses on. Now I'm going to use some multi-purpose glue, but you could also use tear and tape. So one thing to notice is each half has a little scrolly side, and that is your top. And the front side is the one with the score marks, okay? And the real plain score marks. And what we need to do here is score all of the lines, burnish them actually. The die itself scores them for you, but we want to press them down, because when we press them down and score them with our bone folder, it really makes the box, it just gives the box a little bit of a crisper look, which I think is really pretty. And you'll notice that each side has tabs. Each side of the box, each piece of your cardstock is going to have 2 tabs on it. And you've got 3 triangles on each piece of cardstock. So don't forget to burnish your triangles, because those come in to be important in a while, and I'll tell you how. Now today I'm using the beautiful Petal Pink cardstock. It's one of my favorites. I would say this here, it's not an in color, but it's so beautiful. It goes with a lot of the Stampin' Up! Pretty designer series papers, and I really love all their designer series papers. So I've enjoyed this color because it's gone with a lot of those papers. And here I've come to the triangles again, and they've got kind of a double score there, and so you have to watch out and get the main one, the deeper score line. And these are just a little bit different, because when you press that in, then it folds like that, and you'll see more in a minute. So that's our last score line. Okay, now we're ready. So we're going to set our halves on with the front facing forward, yes, because I see the double score lines there, and the swirls on top. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue these tabs to this portion. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my, let me shake it down, a little bit of Tombow right in there on each side. Now when you line it up, you want to line it up with the score lines, okay? So you want the score lines to come together. I'm hoping you can see that. Rather than lining it up with, say, the top, which you might think would be this, you need to line it up here with these 2 score lines in order for the box to come out correctly. So there we go. Now we're going to turn it upside down, and these are the tabs that we glued, and we're pressing down, and then you fold over each side and just glue the tabs again, in the same manner that you did before. And again, match your score lines. And sometimes this shows me that I might not have done a fold correctly. So I'm just going to press that down because we want those score lines to match. Okay, and there we've got the basics of our box. I'm going to give that just a little, it takes really a period of seconds to dry, but sometimes I'm just like too quick on the draw, right? Let's see, this is just not really looking quite right. I don't think I scored that line quite correctly. I don't think I burnished it correctly. See if I can fix that. You know, things happen. We're gonna pull it over. I think that's gonna work now. Okay, so there's our box. This is the bottom. These little scrolly, what I'm calling scrolly marks, they are the bottom. So we'll fold in the bottom first. Now you want to press your sides in. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to show you before we actually glue it, is we press these sides down. And at this time when you do that, let me try it again. Let's do it again so we can see. Press the sides down and then you press the whole thing down. And at that time, these little triangles right here are going to glue on to that section, and that's how we're going to form the bottom. I know it's a little bit odd, but that's how it works. So what I'm going to do is get it all set up, and then we're going to put some glue on the inside of these triangles. And truthfully, you know, it took me several times before I really had it down. So I'd encourage you, take maybe some computer paper or something and give it a try a few times, or some scrap cardstock. So now we're ready to press down. So we're going to press that down. And I know it looks odd, and then you're just going to fold it to the side like this. I think that one, let's see, yep. Odd, huh? Isn't that interesting? And it goes right to the side. Look at that. So now we've glued down the bottom. And then to actually form the bottom, what we're going to do is get that little flourish, that little curl up under here. And so you just work it a little bit slowly, and there it popped together. Isn't that interesting? And there's our box. There's the inside and the bottom all ready to go. You want to see how it works again? Let's see. I had trouble this last time taking it apart. So we just press down and it comes apart and folds up. So if you need to take it somewhere, maybe you're making it for someone and you need to take it to them and you don't want it to get ruined, you can press it down like that, and then you just get that little curl right up in there. And there's your bottom. Pretty clever, huh? Stampin' Up did that. All right, and then for the top has a very cute closure, and I want to show this to you. So you're going to fold the bottom, or either side to make the bottom, and another side to make the top, with these tabs sticking out. And they're going to go in this little curl right there. They've created that little, that little hole for us as part of the die. I think it's a very ingenious die, and you just tuck those little corners in. I press them around with my finger to kind of round it so it goes in a little bit easier. There's your box. Isn't that cute? Now we're going to want to put in our 10 candy kisses, right? We got to put those in. Okay. So here we go. And see how nicely those fit in there? You could fit maybe even another 10. Definitely 5 if you wanted to. And then we just fold it back up, tuck those little tabs in like that, and there's our box. Now I'm going to put some ribbon around it, and I choose to put on some mint macaron. let me see, 1/4 inch textile ribbon. I think it looks very pretty with this color cardstock. And I like to wrap my bows on my packages around all the way. You know, so you can just do it in the center, but I like to go center and ends. And I'm going to cut off enough here to make a pretty bow. So let's tie our pretty bow. And you know, if you cannot tie bows very well, knots are absolutely fine. A lot of people do knots instead of bows, and that's what I tell my customers who come to my classes. Just make a knot. But also, I'm standing ready to help them make a bow if they like. So we're just going to tie. Doesn't that mint look pretty with this cardstock? And I love this mint ribbon because it has a bit of a sparkle to it. I really like it. Okay, so there's our bow. And then from the stamp set, the saying I mentioned in the beginning, the sentiment, a little something, I stamped it in Mossy Meadow ink right there, and I cut that out with this adorable little tag die. This set of dies has the most fabulous things in it. This is kind of a lacy piece. This would create another color piece to go behind, say, white lace. That's another tag. That is a tag topper. Some cute little things that you would put on the sides of your tags or on the side of the box. And this is my favorite, this little die. And so I stamped the sentiment and die cut it like that. Isn't that cute? And a lot of times, rather than tying on a tag, I like to just adhere it right to the ribbon, and I wanted to show you how to do that today. I'm using our mini glue dots, and so I'm going to take the back of my tag and attach a glue dot halfway down and on the left side, and then another one halfway down and kind of on the right side. You don't have to be really exact. And then what I do is I just turn it upside down and press the ribbon onto it like this. Can you see that? So the ribbon is pressed onto the glue dots, and then I just make sure it's secure there. And there's a little box. Now I might trim up my edges at an angle there. I kind of like to do that. Isn't that just the cutest little box? And then I promised you that I would mention this one was made out of Mossy Meadow cardstock, and I made a belly band for it out of our pretty Magnolia Designer Series paper and some beautiful, our beautiful ribbon there. So I'll put all the items down below so that you can see all the items that were used on today's project. They'll be down below on the YouTube video with links to where you can purchase them. And I would love for you to purchase these products from my online store. Again, I'm Peggy Noe from prettypapercards.com. Pop over and see my blog and see what I'm doing today. And I post usually 5 days a week, so I have lots of projects over there for you. So thank you so much for coming by today, and I hope you make lots of pretty boxes. Bye-bye.